What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another BMOC College Basketball Conference Tournament preview. I'm your host, the big man on campus. Today we're taking a look at the Big South Tournament, getting going March 5th, 2019. Now, this is a little different one. This is one where in the first round, you're going to see the higher seed get a home game. After the first round, once we get into the quarterfinals, all the games will be held at Campbell in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. Campbell, the number one seed, they will host this tournament. And, this tournament's interesting because obviously Campbell, the number one team, only lost one home game all season. They have the best player in one of the best players in the country, in Chris Clemens. They have guys that have really cared more about defense this year. This team last year at times was a sieve defensively. This year they've really picked it up, really have been defending at a high level. And look, they're going to be your favorite. This Camels team really good, had a real nice end to the season. And most of their games they lost came on the road. This team nationally, as far as a turnover perspective, were terrific. And they just don't turn the ball over. You look at in conference, only about a turnover on 13% of their possessions. You look at in the country, 15th in turnover percentage. They just don't give the ball up. They play great defense. They have a number one scorer. And they're your favorite. They're the team that I think will win this conference. But I'll tell you, I think there's some good sleepers. I'll tell you the sleeper that I'm not going to take, and that's Radford. Radford, I just don't think can beat Campbell. And I think in the second round, they're going to have a pretty tough game against one of my sleepers. This Radford team really, towards the end of the year, weren't able to beat Campbell. They lost some bad games to Charleston Southern, lost to Hampton. This team just kind of had trouble towards the end of the season. It was that simple. And this Radford team I like. I had them a couple times this year in the non-conference. Remember one in particular, they went out and beat Texas. That was a great win for Mike Jones and crew. But, Carleek Jones, Ed Polite, Donald Hicks have been good, but they haven't gotten that fourth or fifth guy that have really been able to put them up and over. They're not a great offensive team. They're just an average offensive team. They're very dependent on the three-point shot. And you look at how Campbell defends. This is a team that has defended the three really good in conference. That's why I don't like Radford. My sleeper in this conference, and I'm interested where we're going to get them, it's going to be Winthrop. I think Winthrop has a shot here in the Big South. You look at Pat Kelsey, a terrific coach. One of the better coaches you'll find. He's really had some great success with this Winthrop team over the course of, being there for, a lot of years now. Pat Kelsey's been there since 2013, and this is his seventh season there, and he's been real successful. He's done some good things. They've had some great players over the years, but you look at this team, not one of his better teams, but they just perform real well in conference. They're a really quick, high-paced team, pretty good offensively. You look at from an efficiency standpoint, they were really good this year. Effective field goal, 33rd in the country. They're one of the better offensive teams in the conference. They're led by a guy named Neach Smith, good player, kind of a water bug type of player, can really get to the tin. They were a good defensive team as well. Second in effective field goal defense. I think this team is the team that gives Campbell a run. And I'll tell you why I think they're going to do that as well. You look at in Chris Clemens' career against Winthrop, he's 1-5. They just defend him pretty well. They just don't beat Winthrop. And while this isn't one of the better Winthrop teams, I still have my questions on, is Campbell the best team in this conference? I think they have the best player. But I think from an overall team perspective, I think Winthrop is a better team. I think that. I think as far as value, I talked with Andy about two conferences, the Patriot and the Atlantic Sun, both pretty straightforward. But I got to tell you, I think the Big South, I think it's a little more open. We have yet to see lines in these conferences, but I think we're going to get a pretty damn good price on Winthrop, maybe 4 or 5 to 1, maybe even higher. I'm going to take Winthrop here. I think they find a way to win this conference. And while they're not the favorite, I think to me, if I look deep down, I truly believe that the Winthrop Eagles are the best overall team in this conference. So I'm going to grab them here to win the conference. Unfortunately, at time of filming, I don't have a price, but they're not going to be the favorite, and we're going to get the plus money back, which is great. They don't play in that first game, obviously, being one of the top 4 seeds. You look at the first game they would play Winthrop in the first round. They're going to get who do they get? They would get the winner of Upstate Charleston Southern. So they'll win that. Then they get Radford. They wouldn't see Campbell until the final game. So if we can find a way to beat Radford, Winthrop, I think, is going to get to the final here. So we'll take a shot with Winthrop to win the Big South because I hate to say it, but I think Clemens is just kind of hexed. He's not been able to get to the final. I'm going to go Winthrop to win the Big South. All of you have a great day. As always, please like and comment. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I am the go-to source for college basketball betting information. Okay, I'm going to have a preview for every single conference. We've already done the Patriot and the Atlantic Sun. This is our third one, the Big South. We'll see you next time. Make sure you like and comment.